too strong. Flamey's got eyes on the bomb, and it's Chris J in a 1 versus 2. I think he's got the Tech 9 drawn at the moment. No, he did have the op out. He takes out Flamey. Oh, and there's the Tech 9. The head of Guardian, it disappears, and our half is 9-6 in favor of Navi.
A very different half from 10-5, while Guardian 23-7 too. And so, like, a lot of these rounds that Mouse have won, they have had to grind entries. Like, they have killed Flamey for free so many times. They have killed Seeds for free so many times, and those are the only rounds they're able to win. This could have been a clean half for Navi if their side anchors just got 1 kill each on those rounds. Could have been so different, but instead, you know, still looking fierce. Mousesports here are clapping.
There's some claps from Nico.
Trying to get themselves psyched up.
He points at the screen. They're like, what are you clapping about?
Now I'm confused.
I'm clapping about this.
Personally. Still clapping. Okay, testing sound, I think.
Oh, no, they're testing TeamSpeak. I thought they were just super hyped.
It's a very different.
Can you clap your mic,
we'll just assume they're clapping to psych themselves up, and I think they should.
Maybe it's both.
Wow, look at this.
Maybe it's 2 birds with 1 stone.
No one from. Wait. Oh, the teams are backwards. No one from Mousesports have over 10 kills. Everyone is fairly even in distribution, but no one over 10 kills, and they got 6 rounds. Guardian with 126 ADR. S++ Helium.
S++. I thought we weren't doing that at LAN. We're going to confuse the people. They have no idea.
The FGC will get it.
All right, that'll. I'm okay with that. Yeah, 126 ADR. That's insane. And we were talking when we were looking at the stats for Mousesports, which is not as sincere here on this stat sheet. So that's a bit confusing, but. Chris J was at 77 on average for the regular season. Those are the online matches where they didn't actually have to play against Navi or VP since they were invited back from the previous season. But Chris J, he had some nice shots. He had some nice plays. Only 51.5 ADR.
Yeah.
It seems like the statistics for Mousesports don't line up with getting 6 rounds.
No,
right?
Not at all. I mean, you got like 3 clutch rounds. It's just
I guess because there were so many saves of 4 or 3 people from Navi.
And that's why like entries are the most important kills of any round, right? Especially you get it for free. So like you can trade the entry, but then you can still be susceptible to a retake. In Mousesports' case, they got the entry, they won the round every single time. And so Nico would come out of Palace, kill Flamey. He did that twice. 2 rounds. Next was able to entry Seized. One where Seized flashed into B-apps. One where Seized was on the site, just waiting in the perfect angle. Next able to still get that kill. And many of those rounds, they simply won them exactly how they should have been played out from the point that the entry was had. So with that in mind, you know, Navi will just have to look forward to their next side, which is going to be the T side, and it's not going to be an easy ride for Mouse, not at all.
No, definitely not.
You know, they got a good amount of CT rounds, and they have a really good T side. So,
and it's Mirage, right? I mean, this is the map where Navi has all these smokes, all these innovative takes.
It's like what the map they're famous for, really.
Yeah, exactly.
They have like reinvented the A take at least 3 times since the map has released. And yeah, and we are going to move into the second half.
And they're pretty much the masters of like tempo, right? Like they can go fast, they can take it very, very slow, and you know, when you just have the confidence when you see Navi executing onto a site with 20 seconds left over, as opposed to, you know, some other team.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going on. 3 Kevlars and a couple smokes on Guardian and C, so it looks like it might be something a bit similar to what Mousesports did as well. And the top is actually backwards, so it's Navi with the 9 rounds moving into this. Nico, of course, that's what Launders are making noises about. He's got that triple kill for himself. Next one in for the dual Berettas. Nico with another on for the ace, just needs 1 more frag. Flamey behind the triple box in the site, and there it is. Nico gets the ace.
Oh my god.
Counter strat that.
What a 2 push down A ramp, the flash is made. Everyone's blind. Their man who pushes down first dies. Nico trades once. Nico gets a second. Nico gets a third. Nico gets 5 kills, all headshots with the USP from that A ramp. And yeah, you really can't analyze that beyond that team just getting absolutely destroyed. So that was just that's a huge round. What an ace.
It is actually a physical limitation to get 5 kills and not headshots with the USP probably.
And not what?
Like, because you don't have enough bullets to kill 5 people if there's not some headshots in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 5 to the body.
You run out of ammo, yeah, for sure.
All right, Zeus with the deagle trying to crouch and continue on clicking, but the bullet's just not landing on Nico, so it's an easy, or really not landing on Nico, not even taking a point of damage right there, and already Navi missing one, and everyone else very low on life. They're going to take the bomb out of the B tunnels, back to that TV room, and I would assume shift it all the way around through spawn, but here's Nico still out now in middle, messing with Navi's heads.
He's just too aware. I mean, you can see him just making these plays that are always reactive to when he thinks something is going to happen in time. And I really feel like Nico just sees the game differently from most of his opponents. And there he is with another kill.
I thought he was actually just going to try for another ace here.
Yeah,
he's up to 3 kills.
And it doesn't look like, you know, Navi can get some kills here, but it doesn't look like they're going to get a bomb plant.
No, I mean, if a bomb goes down at this point, someone's made a mistake. There's Chris J throwing that grenade and sees drops. And just pistols, and they actually did do pistols armor, right, with Deagle, so that was a pretty expensive buy-in there in the second round.
Yeah, they did try to force up and win it. I mean, there's a quick way to steal back the momentum. You put the other team on a double save. In this situation, mousesports come out ahead, only losing 2 members, largely in part due to Nico with those kills. And he's up to 60, and Guardian is still by far
24-9 right now.
The most beast player on the server with 24 kills. And now we'll move into this round versus Glocks. Again, another demoralizing round that you just don't want to have to play, because you don't want to have to get it over with. You do want to make the most of it, and you just know that you're like at a disadvantage the entire time.
All right, here's Chris J, finds a headshot onto Edward, peeking out for some no-scopes. That HE as they try to boost, that's going to do a lot of damage. Say goodbye to your boost. Because that grenade taking one of them out, and Gob B finds Guardian. Chris J, another scout shot onto Flamey. We're tied up 9-9. Very important second half pistol. Nico comes out with the ace. They win the subsequent 2 rounds. There we go. And now it's 9-9.
Looking like a nice 16-13 for Mouse at this point, isn't it?
It certainly wasn't when it was like 6-1, but it has shaped up to be quite a match. Yeah, it's going to be close.
It definitely will be. I mean, no matter what happens at this point, yes, the Mouse get a couple more rounds, but that being said, Navi can really just make a team look stupid on their T side, who are playing CT, you know, fairly well. And as long as mousesports don't let them exploit those weaknesses, they will themselves be able to at least come away with a few rounds. But it is going to be a fight, as you said. So it's an interesting chain smoke as they push up towards Cat. Looks like Edward is going to have the gall to actually just push right through onto Cat. Just hoping that no one is there in connector.
Man, it looks like
Nex is going to have a really bad time.
They are just going up Cat. I thought maybe just going to deposit a player in connector and ladder, but you see the bomb in the apartments and players coming up Cat. So it seems to be that B split. The rotations have come in. Chris J still with the scout. It's the head of Flamey as he tries to cross. Sees another player, gets him low, but can't switch to that Deagle in time. And Dennis with that FAMAS taking out C. So 2-on-2. Both Dennis and Edward are low. So it's a pretty even affair right now. Still 40 seconds on the clock. Edward out in middle, though, strikes Nico. The bomb's down in the site, and it's the one-man Dennis with 8 HP left up to try and defend it. And, ooh, Edward. That's the one battle he maybe could have won, but he doesn't. Edward, triple kill.
That had to be the absolute worst timing there on Cat. Nico checks connector right as C's pushes up, but C is really aware, knowing that he has to try to make this a 2v1 as soon as possible. Otherwise, it'd be too difficult to get a plant in. Do win that round. I mean, Mouse really didn't upgrade very much, so they didn't lose very much at the same time. And now we'll have, you know, a 4 rifle buy with an op. So Chris, you know, doing pretty much 180 damage with the scout last round, now has a much better weapon to even get kills with. And Navi do have the opportunity to put them on a save, however, and sustain this lead.
Yeah, so it looks like Navi just going to be spreading out looking for picks, but it's Chris J who's finding the picks. He'll bring down Guardian, who did just have an AK on this round. You can even see seized with the Galil, so certainly not able to get up to the ops. Nico through the smoke, nearly lining up with Zeus. Flamey's at the connector, and the rest of his team is in the middle. Again, that bomb is still down. They're going back for it now. That Seas then has picked it up. Edward, oh, getting one weight, I think, in the smoke. Nico just standing on those steps. mousesports with a pretty dominant round thus far. Everyone's still alive. 5-on-2.
Oh.
Zeus is pinched. I don't think he saw that player on the catwalk. And is Nico going to get another kill through a smoke here? Let's find out. Seas is making a bit of a distraction there. That'll get Nico maybe panicking a little bit more. Chris J hitting the shot onto Seas, so that threat's taken care of, and now they know exactly where this last man is, and it's a 4 versus 1. Chris J getting another, so warming that op up on the CT side now.
And just taking that mid control. And see, the thing is, we saw Navi there just take mid control and try to bring it back to basically an A hit when you leave a lurker out at mid. You know, someone in connector, someone on cat to try to get a kill to help your split work out. And that's really the best way to take the site. But what we saw there was a remnants of what could have been an A split with only 2 players working against the odds, because in that situation, you know, every player's got to pick up 2 kills to win, or each player's got to pick up at least 2 kills to get the bomb down. That's why they still attempted it. Instead of just sticking together and potentially both getting mowed down, maybe they give themselves an opportunity to shoot someone in the back.
So 2 smokes, poised at A, with the bomb also in tow. You know what that means. They're really just trying to get the bomb down here on this round. Edward's going to go out first, somehow not taken down. Nico finds Zeus.
There should be a gap in the smoke, yeah.
Yeah, there's always going to be a slight one if you're up on the steps looking over.
No, he just threw it too high. He's just aiming a little bit too high.
But the big thing there is no bomb plant comes out.
Yeah, no bomb plant.
And no one on mousesports even died. So a massive
nice buffer.
Economy building round for them. And they've got the lead for the first time in this map that they picked.
Yeah, a lead. I mean, the round that they lost was extremely close a couple of rounds ago, not 2v2. Now Navi are going to be forcing. So this is a 2-for-1 round for mousesports,
which is massive, and it's 3 Galil, so mousesports certainly have the better weaponry to work with. Still, Navi very keen on this mid control. Zeus finding the opener right now, brings down Nico. Big player for mousesports, of course. There's Dennis evening up at 4-on-4. Zeus shifts over into jungle. Guardian making his way up a ramp right now. Man in sight to die, that was Dennis. Up on ticket, they've heard the op. They know that's Chris J. It's smoked off, but it's Gob B through the smoke that takes down Zeus. Or I think the smoke maybe just dissipated. So they got a 2-on-2 right now as Edward is still fighting, and we'll go in through the vent. Trying to group up with Guardian here, I would expect, who is in the A site, but realistically can't get the bomb down. Still trying to take this battle at CT, wins it, doesn't expect the second, so it comes to the 1 versus 1, and peeking out with that AK, it'll be next.
Fully anticipating that split once again. Mousesports edge out a very crucial round. Again, that was a 2-for-1. I mean, we saw Galils on the board. You don't have to look at the money to see that Navi weren't just trying to spend as little money as possible. They were definitely went to the bank for that one, and now we'll have to go back to their smokes and flashes, Tech 9s, and P250s and try to get a bomb plant. Looking really good for Mouse at this point, as that was a crucial round.
And the smokes have not yet been thrown. Well, there's the one onto the catwalk. And there's one into the window. So, again, using that utility to get some quick mid-control, going for a split over to B. I'm sure mousesports expecting it at this point. We've seen a lot of splits to this B site from Navi thus far. And Nico just pulls out the USP to get it done, and Zeus dying. Sighing and dying there from his CT model. Or T model, excuse me.
So interesting there how Nico is in the connector, right? And the last 3 rounds in a row, Navi have thrown 3 smokes on cat. They've thrown 1 top cat, 1 in the middle of cat, and then 1 in the window. And then they push through those smokes because that gives them a perfect entrance onto cat, only having to check 1 angle. That's the only time you can do that at mid. It's really interesting how they're throwing those smokes. But Nico knows this. Every single round they've done this. And the previous round, Nico actually had Zeus run up in his face as he was spamming the smoke, and Zeus killed him. So maybe Navi has fully expected them or Nico not to be spamming cat this time, because he had to be worried about his bottom of connector. But instead, Nico did the exact same thing. No one faced him connector, and he got 2 kills. He even spammed that USP, as you mentioned, through cat. Those through 2 smokes because he knew that it was going to happen. And I think that's the power of really like a player like Nico, who I constantly praise him, but when you watch him play, it's as if he is playing with X-Ray on. Like he makes a decision. It's very confident. It's based off what he's seen before, and he knows it's going to work.
Yeah, Navi have run it a couple times, right? They've tried it on the rifle rounds. They try it there to maybe just storm into B really fast with the 2-3 split or 3-2, either way. Yeah. Trying to get that bomb down for some money coming into the next round. It looks like we do have a pause that I think they said was tactical pause. Yeah, you're allowed 1 per regulation.
1 per team.
Yeah,
per regulation.
Per regulation. And
it's 5 minutes total.
And it can last up to 5 minutes. So even if you're winning like 15-2 and someone's got to go to the bathroom, you can even use it for that if you wanted to.
I think that would be a technical pause.
No, I mean, you can use your 5 minutes for what you want to use it to. We don't have that luxury. Can we get a caster pause in here?
Caster pause.
Yeah,
where's the caster pause?
Gotta get a sandwich.
Get no respect.
Need some energy for
goodness.
Nav 2. But yeah, definitely some things to talk about for Navi.
One thing that's very important to talk about is when we were playing, every time there was a tactical pause, the other team won the round afterwards. So someone would go on a five round win streak, go on a tactical pause, the other team would win a round.
Yeah, I never realized.
It really is a momentum stealer.
Yeah, it sucks. We were winning like 10-1 last night in the in-house, just testing the systems, making sure all the PCs were working on stage.
16-14.
It's actually really rough when you get paused on. You lose a lot of momentum, and that's something that, I mean, you know, your average player probably hasn't even played on LAN, right? Like, LANs aren't even super popular anymore in terms of just the regular player base. But here we go. Let's see what Navi's going to bring into this. Guardian's got that op, of course. Molotov smokes. Navi were able to afford them, but they're down by 3 rounds right now. Edwards out middle. They've got that control, but they've done it a bit differently. They've just smoked the window. And they've got, it was that seized. Yeah, it is seized up there in the B apartments. Now a smoke into window. That's a second one, actually. I think that, yeah, that was thrown kind of just like off the cuff, though. So that leaves a massive gap. And I think it's Edward that pays the price for it.
Interesting. I mean, you could throw that from top mid like very safely. There's a way to line it up.
Perfectly. Off those middle boxes. I'm sure there's more than one way.
Yeah.
As Chris J from the catwalk finding one. Got B. He's very low, but as thin as that wall looks, not super spammable. So he's going to save his bullets, try to reposition, and does end up finding him on top of balcony over here at A. It's Dennis. Nico brings down Flame, who's trying to make his way up A ramp, and it's Zeus, the other part of that split for this little limited A take, as it was 3 versus 4. It gets completely shut down. Chris J with 2 there.
I feel like that was pretty sick reaction time from Dennis. Like, you hold that angle up there, and, you know, if someone clears it, you could die. You could die not being able to rack fast enough. I mean, you do have a small advantage peeking into that angle, and he was so quick.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, he was so quick to put him down. So, mousesports coming away 14 rounds now, have earned themselves, are playing the CT side exactly how you need it to go. You win a pistol round, you win the rifle rounds, and when it's all said and done, you look back, half of the rounds in total were save rounds, right? 3 for 1 on the pistol, and every single rifle being a 2 for 1 if you win them in succession. And they have the easiest path to success like this, and actually have a force that they're going up against. Wow, where Nexus gets 3 players on a spray down.
Yeah, they got stuck on that wall that Guardian's by, trying to get through the smoke. I don't think even if they had pushed through, it would have mattered much. Nex had them all lined up, got it the triple spray down, finds one more for the 4th here. So he's on for the ace if he can find Guardian. But there are a lot of people looking for Guardian right now in mousesports. There's no way they lose this to a P250 armor. So they're on for match point.
Yeah, I mean, they're on for match point. Guardian just wants to make the round expensive. I mean, he does have the bomb in his hands. It's not going to be much with the P250, but oh, woof, nice shot. He does. I don't know if that's a head-to-head with Oppers or not. Great,
I don't think that counts.
I guess not. And here it is, match point. mousesports, the definite underdog in this series on paper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maps won against each other. Navi have a small lead in terms of recent results. Navi look like a strong favorite, and mousesports about to win their map pick. You know, on a map that Navi aren't half bad at. They are actually really good at this map.
Yeah, it's definitely not their first go-to choice anymore these days, but it was at one point, and they are still good at it. So mousesports defying some odds right now, and even having started with such a rough start on the T side, you know, they battled for those 6 rounds that they got.
Yeah.
As Chris J kills Edward. Before that, Dennis had got a frag onto Zeus. So mousesports, a couple of players low, but they have this 5-on-3 defense right now. They've got 3 still on the A site. If nothing else happens there is still a lot of time on the clock, so there may not be any rotations from mousesports.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We have Guardian really low, but he has an op and almost could not make a difference. Chris also low, so that almost favors mousesports in the sense that both their operators aren't very hurt.
Went backwards.
And yeah, we just went not back in time.
Thought we were going out middle, and then we just took it all the way back.
Give them that hope and then take it away. sees this lurk up in the connector. 2 players behind him at mid, and I think they just really want to see if C's can make something happen because they just don't have info. They're going up against 5 players. I mean, mousesports just have to play 3-2 and they win.
They want to see C's shoot. Say that 5 times fast while casting.
I won't.
Yeah, I won't either. That sounds impossible. Chris J with 2, breaking up Guardian, and then Flamey, and that was a sniper battle, right? Guardian had that op. You had talked about it, and it sees now we'll have to do a lot of shooting, and he can't. That's a map 1 winner over to mousesports, just like that. 16-10. They are a dominant force, and Nico starts them off strong in the second half with the pistol ace, and from there they just pretty much took it away. The 1 round in the second half from Navi.
Yeah, 1 round.
1 round.
1 single round. I mean,
and the only round they won was when they kept the scouts like UMPs and MP9s.
Yeah, it was a strong half. I mean, again, they played it so textbook. They won the pistol, which sometimes you can't do. You can't guarantee a pistol every single time. It's not really about strats all the time, as we just saw. That pistol ace, versus a full A execute. And then you win the first rifle round, you earn yourself a save. You win the second rifle round, you earn yourself another save. And it was just save after save after save, to the point that Navi, I think the only single round that they did win was...
It was the going of the first rifle where mousesports kept the scout, kept the UMP.
That's right.
And only had a few rifles going into it. Right. It was their we're confident, we can maybe win this and then we just keep these again. Our economy is going to be massive at that point. If we lose it, we still have a full buy. They got that full buy, they won. And then they won every single round after that here on Mirage.
That is also, it's a very interesting point that the only round that they did win was one versus just not a great buy. Chris didn't have that op.
And it was still close.
He hit 2 people with scout. He hit 2 people with an op. They're dead. They win the round. So, playing those CT advantages just perfectly. Really good CS so far from mousesports. And going into Overpass, they're going to feel good. I mean, they will feel good about playing Overpass. The fact that they won their first map. Navi are going to be upset, I think, that they lost the map at all. And but that being said, if we do go to the 3rd map,
it's Inferno. I've got the pin on. Launders, I've got the Inferno pin. What did you got?
Does that make you a Navi fan?
We're off camera right now, but when we're back on, we'll show the pins off, as I'm sure you've all seen them at this point anyways.
Yeah, I've got the victory pin, so no matter what.
Launders is just a winner. It doesn't matter who wins here in this match. The box score is backwards again. Sorry for that. The team headers and at the top bar where it has the rounds progression through the round timeline, that's also flipped. So apologies for that. We'll fix it going into the next series, maybe even by the time we get to the next map. But what are we looking at here? Who's got the biggest ADR? It is Guardian still, because he was, 124.6?
Ooh, wait, how many?
So he dropped off a little bit, still had 20 frags.
Guardian, first half Guardian was 23 kills.
Yes.
Right?
Something close to that.
23, 24. Yeah. So in total, he got, 2, 3, maybe 4 kills in the second half on T side. Had insane impact on CT side, no doubt about it, but couldn't keep it up. I mean, his ADR dropped by 30, and barring a few
Chris
frags,
J's went up by 40.
40.
So
almost 50. He's like hitting 100 at this point. Yeah, 17 efficacy. Really did have that impact, and I guess it was just CT side. That was something to think about because the ops on CT side just had so much impact, and they denied every kill that they should have. You hit all your shots, and you're on CT side. You have the map advantage. Technically, you should be given all those kills, and he didn't miss once.
Yep, and Nico, I mean, on the main stage, we've got Luminosity versus Titan, so I don't know what's happened there, but Nico very well could have just got the first ace of the tournament in his first game, the first map of the day for these teams, and that was on a big round.
Huge, yeah. I think, so the interesting thing there was, mousesports and Navi, if you just let them play CT side, could have just got insane halves. The only rounds that mousesports won, they won 6, which was crazy in the first place, but they did it because they were able to get so many crucial kills, right? And if not for those crucial kills, or those single crucial kills on all of those rounds, they would have been probably down to just 2 or 3 T rounds in total, right? I don't even know if there was a round where they didn't have insanely crucial kills. So, with that being said, Navi, even though they were very confident on CT side, mousesports equally confident and just had no holes.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about Guardian kind of having to carry Navi a little bit. He's got to have big games if they're going to win against the top teams. You wouldn't really think that would maybe be true against mousesports, but you can see Guardian didn't have a great second half either, but it definitely got them a ton of kills in the first half. You see now Flamey down there at 8 kills.
Yeah.
I mean, Flamey's one of the big, probably one of the stars here on the team, right? I mean, Season and Flamey are arguing for that number 2 spot.
No, yeah. I mean, Season and Flamey are definitely mad at themselves, because they didn't hold their sights like at a total of 4 rounds without getting a kill. You mean there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, you saw C's drop in B, Navi saves. Do you think they played too timid in the first half? Like, I was kind of liking seeing that save. Like, we lost the B site. It's a 4-on-4. What can we do?
One round, I think, where C's flashed through the smoke at B apps, right?
Yes.
He had the perfect flash. He blinded Nex fully. Like, Nex was blind after he killed C's. Didn't know he killed C's. Was blind for at least 2 more seconds, and continued to spray. So you knew that. So C's had the right play there, and still died. The next round, he's sitting in the site, waiting for someone to jump out window. Nex jumps out window. Nex gets the kill. So so it was like one unlucky circumstance followed by one failed kill, and that can result in 2 rounds. And maybe one of those rounds was 2 for 1. It's like it just these very, very tiny mistakes or just small failures can really make the difference in professional CS.
Yeah, and it's hard to pinpoint what the butterfly effect of 1 round would be. Like, if they went for the 4-on retake and won it, what would have happened? If it was just 1 extra round, well, then it probably wasn't enough because they still only got 1 round in the second half.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
I think they were, definitely right about saving. It definitely looked like they weren't going to get into the site.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's always a chance they could win it, right? It's just very small, for sure.
All right, so I can show off my Inferno pin now. It's very nice. It even matches my shirt, which I was very thrilled about.
All-purpose winner pin right here.
Yeah, so he's a winner. And I think what we'll do, guys, before we hop into the second map, which will be Overpass, the pick of Navi, where, I mean, it's a GSL style, so no one's going home, but in this series, their life is on the line if they drop this to mousesports. So a big map coming up. Stay tuned here to mlg.tv/playcevo2 for the CEVO MLG Season 8 LAN Finals. Got cords all over the place. Well, I cast from the bedroom and I don't have to worry about putting the cords. All right, but here we are. We're back here on the Bravo stream with mousesports versus Navi. I'm Helium. That's Launders over there.
That's
wearing
me.
the victory pin for victory.
Yep. You notice I happen to have a correct prediction that game in terms of me winning.
Yeah, I mean.
And Mel's winning.
Yeah.
But it was.
Price is Right rules. You had it for sure.
Yeah. It was definitely unexpected that Navi didn't get as many rounds as they did, or as they could have, I guess, or should have, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
The T half of 1 round total.
Yeah, we were going into that saying, hey, this is not going to be easy for mousesports. I mean, it's Navi on the T side of Mirage, a map that they've innovated where everyone has pretty much copied their smokes, copied their A takes, and then they got 1 round.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the performance that you want to see. But now they're going over to their map pick. Hopefully they've had a talk. They got to go through what was going wrong.
Pat each other on the butts.
Yeah, exactly. Do that, of course. Got to get that out of the way. But going to Overpass, they picked it, so they will be on the T side. And I wonder what will happen if... wait. mousesports elected for the T side?
Wait. Yeah, they actually did. I think this map is T-sided, though.
Whoa. Bold claim.
Is it?
I don't know.
Okay, I've said this before. All right? To win this map on CT side, you can't play from sites. You have to push both A and B.
A.
Wow. No, I mean you have to. In my opinion, yeah, you can sit in the site at B. There is a lot of good cover, but it's really easy to push Cat. So you always do that.
So it forces aim duels.
Yeah,
if you're pushing out of those sites.
Yeah, and T's take aim duels all day. So from that perspective, I think you push someone off A into the site, you work B. When you have map control, that means that players are in sites, and that's when the map gets really two-sided.
All right, so 4-on-4 already on this pistol round. Nico started off with the first kill. Thought maybe an ace again, but no. He was taken down by Flamey, holding down at the stairs. One of those players for Navi, Guardian from Long. As the bomb trying to be planted there on Optimus, it's Zeus and Flamey. But look at Dennis, he pushes through Bank. No, that was Chris J coming through Bank. The Guardian still at Long, trying to be annoying. Buying some time, but Edward can't get anywhere near this. And bomb hasn't been planted. Navi backing off, trying to...
Edward's actually assuming they're running back to B.
Yeah, I guess they thought they were going B. Guardian still posted here at Long. Player behind the sight box with the bomb planted for him now. So the time is ticking. Edward coming up the stairs. This is going to be very announced by his footsteps. Chris J does land the shots. Guardian by himself started off extremely hot on Mirage with the 3K in the first and second rounds. He'd have to 1v3 it here. And he's just trying to fall back. They did have armor.
Yeah. This is a map where Mal's on T side, on their T pistol. They just armor up and rocket back and forth between sites and try to get kills. That round they had Nico just lurking B like he would on a rifle round, except with a Glock getting all the way up Cat and then finding a kill. So that makes it 5v4, and then either side is easy to take. And it also makes the CTs recess back into their kind of worst place on the map, which is like sight boxes on A site. So that allowed them to get a plant. mousesports actually delayed the plant long enough to get Zeus to assume it was going to be a rock back to B and got him to push through B. And you could tell on that CT flank that he was going back to make sure that to make sure that it wasn't going to be B, because he started running when, if you were going to lurk that, you would just walk all the way through. And I think that he actually did have enough time to do that, which is the ironic part. But ran as if he was running out.
Well, we see mousesports working into B, and there's the shot onto Zeus. It was Navi that had stacked up 2 in the bathroom, 2 towards Long, hoping that mousesports would walk into the trap. It's always fun with mousesports to play because you can call everything a mousetrap if it works. But
Mousetrap.
The mousetrap did not work. They need a different type of cheese, maybe. Worth saving, I think. I mean, you try that stack once, it doesn't work. Just reuse those pistols and that armor and try to run another stack or an aggressive push going into round 3. Of course, they still have to survive.
I feel like Nico eats ricotta.
All right. There you go.
And
how many different types of cheese can you name, Launders?
Let's see, I think Chris is definitely just a straight up cheddar guy. Cheddar type of player.
But the op doesn't earn you cheddar. It's only $100 a kill.
Mex is, I think, a little bit more exquisite with the Parmesan.
Do you know 5? I mean, you can...
I'm gonna go through this. There was this game called Cheese Roller in Neopets. We had to roll the cheese.
In Neopets.
Yeah, you had to roll the cheese down a hill, and there's many types of cheese. So if only I could recall them.
Getting some pepper jack in there.
They talk us through this full save from Navi, who did end up like recycling 4 armor. So they can.
I wonder what they're going to try to do. Yeah,
yeah,
they just stack B this time. Why not? However, mousesports, I mean, the strategies may be perfectly counteracting another. They were working out to Fountain. You got a man in the connector, but the bomb has been picked up, and it's going back over to the B site. There is actually a stack here, so hope on the round for Navi to not go down 0-3 at the start of Overpass. And Nico finding the entry onto Zeus. If they see a couple more, they might kind of realize what's going on here, that it's a stack. Sees in that close position. He's very, very blind. No one peeking wide enough. Next, it's a shot, pulls out a flash. It looked like he was arming a nade after that. Hitting some nice shots, but it's not enough. And it leaves Guardian in a 1 versus 3, just like that pistol. And Guardian has got 1 kill with the scout. Try to spam through the smoke. It's not happening for him. Guardian hoping someone was pushing, maybe making a mistake. Nice long-range shot, connects, but Chris J with armor lives on 9 HP and finishes him up.
Let me ask you a question. We saw C's standing right there watching Long B, and we've seen this so many times that, like, he's got a 5-7, he's holding a close angle, he gets the first kill.
He dinked that second player, too.
There was a flash of 3K that went through both of our heads, am I right? Like,
yes.
Yeah, it just
I saw
like,
the 3K happening.
Yeah, and that is that eco round for you. You know, it's like you put yourself in a good position, and you go for the wild spread. You try to hit a couple of headshots, and sometimes it happens. And honestly, it was really close, I feel like, for him to do that. But either way, mousesports do clean it up. They got that 3rd round T side. And I think they really want a strong half. I mean, the fact that I think that the map is T side, the fact that they picked it, Chris, he got caught.
That's unfortunate for Chris because he hits that shot, legs the player. They don't go down. He's then caught up in the confusion, maybe body blocked a little bit by his teammates trying to come in single file through Monster. Here's Nico bringing it right back. Nico and Nex, the 2 big rifle stars of this team, finding frags, opening up the B site. Smokes go out from mousesports. Nico with 1 more, and he's still alive on 10 HP. Flamey at 13. Flamey season, though, hopping up onto the site, and he will convert it. It's a costly round. Navi not going to be buying very big into round 5. Yeah. mousesports might actually have better weaponry.
Yeah, I think on their way into the site, it looked really good for them. They because excuse me, they Chris J only legged the player and got killed trying to fall back into the tunnel. They traded him out 1 for 1. That was looking great for Navi as they had a lot of info. They got the op down, and they did end up getting the first kill. So starting it off 5v4, but. As they were getting to the site, Guardian knocking down 2 players, denying a bomb plant, I think was all huge for Mouse. So, Miko even took a huge risk there, jumping up on the site box to try to make a next generation play because he assumed that Flamey wasn't hurt at all.
So both of the P90s for Edward and Zeus are here at the B site right now. And, well, there's one of the P90s. Zeus peeking out into construction, takes down a Nico who did have an AK. Gabi and a Dennis going up the short bathroom side. This is Chris J, of course, at long, and he's worked himself up pretty far. Hoping someone will boost over that armored vehicle at Bank. Not going to be the case, though. It's seized in there alone. The rotations are coming up. There's 4 people in this A site right now. Gabi taking a shot through that wall.
Oh, and if he tries to peek again, Edward it might be waiting.
Zeus lurking pretty hard, expecting mousesports to maybe rocket back over to B. Dennis starts with the shot. Dennis actually with 2, bringing down Guardian and Flamey. It's the P90 from Edward that strikes.
Why did Nex have a Tech 9?
I'm not sure. He went for utility. He was one of the poor players.
I know, but like if you're someone else, give him your gun.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, Nex should just have the rifle.
If he came up long there, he could have got that kill. For sure, that would have been a very different round.
I mean, Dennis did still with his AK pick too, right?
I mean, shout out to Gob, but Nex knows how to use a rifle better than Gob.
Yeah.
That was a round where I think Navi made a really good adjustment. They felt they were receded back into the site, which is exactly what mousesports wanted out of them. But what they didn't expect was for Navi to actually rotate an extra man over to A, and oh my goodness, 2 quick entries.
See, Gabi should have just had the Tech 9 last round.
Right?
They would have done that.
Right.
I think that's case in point. That
was quite a flick.
The victory pin there gives you powers.
Can't lose.
mousesports, you know, they find these frags.
Oh wow, fully expecting
yeah, they've gone back to the upper tunnels, now working their way back out into Fountain. They've deposited 1 player. I think that's Nex over there by DJ. So he's trying to lurk and hope that Zeus on the B site will push through. Seized is running and making quite a bit of noise. This is going to be heard by mousesports. He'll slow down the pace a little bit, keep them guessing, but there it is. Next with the Deagle headshot onto Seized, peeking out long. Dennis catching Guardian, trying to go for the jump shots, does bait it. Guardian misses, and then Dennis capitalizing, catching Guardian on cycle, and it's Zeus alone in the B site, and mousesports will find another here, 4 rounds. And let me ask you this, you say you feel like it is slightly T-sided. What's your breakdown, like 8-7, 9-6?
No, 9-6.
9-6?
Yeah, I think 9-6. So you can see like a really good CT half if your aggressive control just works out really well. Like all these trades that are 50-50 go your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that like I think there's really good opportunities for T. And that was like full eco, no armor, 5 players alive from Mouse. So
that puts you in the spot to lose one and have rifles again, just like that.
Look at that, a full buy, and they've got 3K if he says that they won 2 rounds. Yeah, Navi the one's on full eco now. Best weapon on the table, and a mini op from Guardian, the Deagle. Pretty good with this too.
And Flamey with that one pistol that you can actually spray control.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scream,
Screamy,
who is actually here.
Yes.
I want to ask him about that, if he remembers that online match that he played.
Remember that 4K Scream? Which one?
Which one? Yeah, exactly. When you're good, you're good. And got B with the weapon that will be pretty strong here to even farm up more money. Just got the MP9 against the pistol. C is playing a close angle, has support on the other side of the wall there to his left. So trying to set up a bit of a dangerous crossfire. Got B missing some shots. C's, I thought he was almost going to TK. He's sitting tight, but he will be discovered. Patience, unfortunately, not paying off in that circumstance, letting those guys run by, and now it's just Guardian with the Deagle. Not the best place you want to have that headshot cannon in close range with people pushing on all sides. So now we'll switch out to the MP9. Now let's see.
Oh, yeah, he knew it was coming. I mean, you cannot fault him for pre-firing either of those angles. But mousesports just taking this game and running away with it. I mean, they are going to go into this round, but look at this, already versus 3 FOMSs. This was what should have been a double save, but Guardian had enough money for an op, but
Flamey doesn't even have a flash.
Flamey doesn't have a flash. Guardian doesn't have armor. C's doesn't have a smoke.
This is bare bones.
Yeah, this is back to basics. They were relying on Guardian to get kills here. And, oh man, stairs is tough because you can take so much damage without dying.
I mean, a lot of people pre-nade that, right? 2 nades going down those stairs. That would have been the death of Guardian. Oh my gosh. And the FAMAS players just getting sprayed down.
They spammed Cat and just did that much damage.
Yeah, and
Nico doesn't even know how much ADR he got out of this round.
Yeah, they don't know. I mean, that's maybe one thing that's still a positive for Navi, right? They took damage, but mousesports probably, I mean, they're not 100% that they dealt the damage.
They're playing as if
Seized, though. He is in the perfect spot, flanking around. And even though those players are low, Seized, the positioning is everything here. Might just be enough to convert this round for Navi. Finds 1, 2. Oh, they're running away now.
What's he going to do?
Able to kill the one that drops the bomb. Now he's been spotted, and that was maybe too much patience.
Maybe, yeah.
Even still, Navi. Oh, there goes that man advantage I was about to mention. Nico taking down 1. Next with another quick peek out onto Edward, who was already low. Zeus on 7, and Guardian with that glass cannon op does find the kill onto Nico. There's still a chance in the 2 versus 2. Zeus, this man and Molotovs, they don't get along very well. He nearly ran into that one.
Oh, very low. Oh, it does find that kill. 1v2.
Now the op battle, here it is, tags him up. Now he knows that he did it. He's just going to pull out the P250, sees the barrel, can't really spam that truck too well. And, oh, Guardian actually peeks really wide, having shot.
I think he half expected Chris to run around the truck.
The other side, yeah.
And so Guardian was prepared to peek a much wider angle than he was taking, and that's what I think the psychology of that 1v1 was. Now Chris does come out on top. Great shots, though. Did a lot of damage. Could have ended it earlier than that, legging Guardian. But critical round. I mean, they do it. I mean, the damage. You know, the fact that 2 players are low, as you mentioned, them not knowing, they're playing as if Navi have 5 full HP players, right? And they would play the round differently if they knew they did.
Which is kind of worrying, the fact that they were playing as if Navi had 5 HP players and Seized was still able to work all the way behind them, though.
Yeah.
So that's a big hole in your terrorist default strat if you're mousesports.
And Nico was over at B doing that damage. And they all ended up going A after that. So. Almost a recipe for disaster, but...
Yeah, close round, but Navi get the short end of the stick because they're broke. again.
Super broke.
And even after this, I think Flamey going for a deagle here is a bit much. He'll be
double save.
Even pour into the yeah, it should be a double save, right?
They forced up huge last round. They probably won't see an off this half.
Guardian goes down. Gabi in a great spot, catching these rotators coming down from middle. In the upper tunnels here, he finds 2, and Nico elsewhere finding 2 at just about the same time. So 7-2, mousesports starting on the T side and dominating. I mean, I thought they could get this to 3 maps, but to win the first one and start out this dominant on the T side of Overpass is pretty crazy. Definitely unexpected.
A handful of ecos here, and Guardian op no armor right off the bat. Was that a 2-round save, or was that only one?
No, it was just one.
Oh, it's because they've mousesports have had. Are we up to 5 in a row?
I think they've hit max, if not very close to it.
Navi really at a huge deficit here. Mousesports picked this side, but you know, Navi are going to have to play it themselves, and I'm sure that if they chose this map, there was a chance that they go for CT first. Like, I think it really depends on the team, but you can just totally understand why mousesports would want to play B side. That's so interesting because, like, for a while, mousesports would never play Overpass. There was like 7 bans on it in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
They just completely avoided it. And I remember there was one map where they played so well on it, and it was a map. One time they didn't ban it, and they were forced to play it, and they played so well. And it was like, I don't know why you guys don't like Overpass. You're like really good at it. Like, Chris is really good at hopping on this map. Like, usually, I think you can play well if you wanted to. And maybe it's just because they didn't go over it. They're just, you know, still expanding their map pool. Gob is probably very meticulous about how he goes through each map.
I would imagine so. Here's Zeus. We were on him in the third person a little earlier, so we saw him in construction. He does find the one, but now he's gone down. It's Nico that did the killing, but there's Edward finding Chris J. And another. He finds them both as they try to split onto this B site. It's being shut down. Nico's worked his way in, but without the bomb, what can he really do? And not much. Flamey takes him out.
No time.
Yeah, Gabi just going to look the save.
Nico could have 100% delayed, but you know, you're delaying to the point that you actually don't have enough round time for your flank to get a kill. I think Gob could have probably guaranteed like 2 kills coming upper, like getting one on the back and then getting one person turning around, but there was just no time left in the round for that to happen. And Navi just did an excellent job trading to pull the 3rd round together. And just like we saw in the first half of the first map, there's always potential for a team to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
They are still on any map, even if it's T-sided, you're giving certain CT advantages that you can't deny. You know, the fact that someone is going to have to run into you, the fact that they have to plant the bomb in your site, you know, that will always ring true.
So let's see, mousesports played that last round really slowly. This one they seem to be going a bit quicker in the connector, but there's Guardian to bring down Dennis. Is fully expecting this player to be on the right, so he's probably going to fight that second. Maybe observer smoke not lining up, or was looking at radar.
100% looked at radar.
Yeah, because
we know
didn't
Guardian
react at all to that, which was very surprising. So 2-on-2, because after that, a lot of other fragging has happened. Gabi into a pretty good spot. I think the player has gone over to his left to spot him behind sandbags. I don't think Seized has seen him in return, so the Molotov goes out. But even before that, the smoke and Seized will just move positions. Did take some damage there. And we can see the bomb from this top-down view. It's down in the shorter drain. And a nice crossfire set up from Flamey and Seized.
You know, in perfect CS, this is an impossible round to lose. You have one person holding an angle. Say Gob comes out and one-taps him. Then you would need someone there to trade. So Seized a little bit aggressive there, but basically a guaranteed kill. And now Navi do come away with another round. Very good round. Like, the last 2 rounds were very good. Like, all of a sudden, Mouse just could not trade well, and Navi hit their shots. So look for Mouse to try to change up their tactic here. This is going to be one of their last 5 rounds if they're...
yeah, I think they finally run out of monetary funds there.
Yeah. So... it's not to say that they were necessarily doing the same thing every round, but to maybe try something right out of the gate as opposed to going to a default, which is kind of what we saw with them hitting a site very loosely.
Oh, Nico,
he comes out of the tunnel every round. We see him do it.
Yeah, and it was actually Zeus that was coming to him, right? And Nico just hits that shot. Counting down Zeus. Edward was maybe supposed to be a bit closer for the trade. Who knows? Now he's still pushing through, being aggressive. We're going to look over at Dennis, though, who finds another frag. So 5 versus 3 in favor of mousesports, who are on the brink of losing this and having to eco. And now Chris J, another. Could we see a round without a mousesports player even dying? That would be massive in round 12, and that's going to hurt Navi's confidence
Seems like
if it happens. And they, I mean, Edward coming to the steps, they completely expect this, and he's spotted first, right? Next just has a wider angle. He's going to see that player first.
And there it is, 5 alive.
No kills for Navi.
You called it. No kills for Navi, and it's just like, they've done this so many times. Like, I don't even know how. Everyone just wins their individual trade. Opera takes down Opera. And the Guardian, if Guardian gets the kill long, then maybe turns around, gets the second one, maybe denies the sight push for longer, maybe the flank, maybe he speeds up mousesports, and then Edward coming up the stairs. No one's going to watch it because they're down a man. A whole bunch of things could have changed there. So critical kill after critical kill, withering down all the forces of Navi to the point that they are on an eco again, even after winning 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and earlier on when the half was brand new, round 2 and round 3, we saw the force buys in Navi kind of gamble stacking onto sights, which I do like to see, but here they are just playing defaults basically with pistols. So I feel like it's not going to give you a very good chance right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, like, look.
And they've just been picked apart.
Yeah, I mean, mousesports hit B there, full B. I mean, you wouldn't expect it on every other round, and maybe that's why they decided to do it here. And maybe that's why Navi split up in the first place, because they affected, okay, we're probably going to have to take 5 aim duels across the map anyway. But that's why it could be just good to group up and hit something.
Seized. Hoping to just, I mean, best case right now is you find a player kind of straggling, maybe Dennis. That's very best case. Find Dennis with 7 HP and just take his gun into the next round. That's all Navi's hoping for right now, posting up for these exit frags. And the CT hallways. Seized awaits anybody, and I think someone is finally about to show up. Guardian probably going to go down to Dennis, who was walking by him.
Nico is so aware.
Oh, get it backwards. Guardian's the one that kills Dennis. Nico got seized. You saw that going the other way.
We need like a phrase for Nico. Like, you just can't wait for Nico. Can't wait for him.
All right.
I want to turn that into something catchy. It's not going to sound like that.
I don't know. I was going to try to work in like a waiting on Godot thing in there, like waiting on Nico.
He's the man who waits. No, that wouldn't make sense. We'll marinate on it.
We'll ask Thorin. We'll get him to come up with a good trade for
Yeah.
him.
It'll probably just be like a diss.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be a positive one. All right, here's Edward. And we'll drop into the pit here at B. Molotov's off on the headshot side. Zeus has already gone down. There's almost no utility really for Navi to use on this round. So it's going to come down to the aim battles, of which mousesports seem to be winning 4-on-2 right now. Just Guardian and Flamey with a spray down, but can't control it enough. Dennis turns to find 2, and Guardian alone with his knife.
Yeah, it's a pretty knife.
It's a pretty knife, yeah.
No doubt.
And what I like to call the Zach Wild Deagle.
The Zach Wild Eagle.
There's some heavy metal fans out there that will get that.
Okay, cool. The pitter-patter of footsteps as Guardian tries to hang on this very expensive weapon for the last round. And oh my,
sweet. Through the 5-hole? It looked like it was.
Sometimes
through the legs there.
Yeah, that's, yep. Rough shot. And now they're going to have to go into this last round with whatever they can buy. What'll be interesting is, I guess, to look at where Guardian how he plays it with what weapons he has. If he could have made a larger impact with his off, like, I mean, I guess that almost goes without saying. But here he is, with the only man on the team with an M4.
Wow, 3 mag 7s.
Did someone just throw a flash? Or did he just...
I don't know. I see the trajectory. That seems to be the Molotov, I think. What I was talking about, that seized Molotov, throwing it into the sandbags where we saw...
Did he miss an upper B smoke? Did he just jump through a smoke?
I'm unsure.
I'm unsure.
All right, so it looks like... We haven't really seen mousesports taking the bomb up long too often here. And even still doing that, 3 people on the A side of the map, and it's Nex who finds one through Monster. And Edward, there it is. You see one shotgun. Will you expect more? I'm not really sure. Maybe you're expecting some pistols. You might want to try to avoid these close angles, and that could be the reason that mousesports has gone up long. That would make a lot of sense. And here's Dennis finding seized. 4-on-3 right now for mousesports.
Oh.
Nope, Dennis has spotted a man at Optimus, quickly ducking behind.
Lucky to be alive?
Yeah, I think so. That player behind Optimus also still alive. Flamey does get one. Chris J going back with the op. He wants some more. Turns around, nearly hits that. Complete 180 flick. It's Zeus moving in with the Mag 7, jumping and gunning, but unfortunately fragless, and that's 11 rounds for mousesports, just 4 for Navi.
I think we saw some words of encouragement from their coach, their beast man of a coach.
Guten Arbeit.
Tallest man I've ever met.
He is really tall.
Super tall.
Thought I was tall, and I feel really short.
I wonder if there's like a coach intimidation factor between like Starix and Mouse's coach.
It's like
just like give him the stare.
It's like Zangief versus
Chun-Li.
Who's really small?
Oh, Starix. Okay.
Zangief.
Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Mako. Wait, is Mako a girl?
Oh, Makoto is really tiny.
Yeah.
Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm down. I'm okay with that.
Is Makoto a girl?
Yeah. Oh, I actually don't know.
That's an interesting question for the FGC.
Yeah, I would say this is not the
FGC
so.
in the chat.
There it is, 11-4.
Now, the rounds that Navi won were decent. They weren't like the rounds that mousesports won on the first map on their T side, where like mousesports honestly kept 5 alive or like 4 alive or something like that. They were just relatively decent, and like you can tell because even though Navi won 2 rounds in a row, they still had to save it as soon as they lost 1 round. So they didn't keep too many players alive. They weren't exceptional rounds. They were just getting away with the trades. And so I think like confidence, from a confidence perspective, I mean the fact that they're going into the second map on a loss, mousesports have a huge advantage.
And Guardian's cooled off, right? 23 frags in the first half of Mirage, picks up like 5 in the second half, and has only got 8 kills in the first half here in Overpass. So I think the good thing for Navi, your kills are now normalized. Like everyone's got the same amount of kills in this half, but then you only had 4 rounds. There's Zeus though in a fantastic spot. Gets right in there behind Gabi, takes him down with a headshot, 2-on-2, even with, I think it was Chris J and Nico starting this round off with some headshots for free with those USPs. It's now just Dennis all alone. He's gonna try to work his way in. 1 over at Bank and 1 at Optimus, gonna peek out. That's Zeus. Expect Flamey to be helping now from Long. Yeah, he was over at Long, so there it is. Flamey with a 3K, Zeus with the 2.
Yeah, and that's just the impossible to lose 2v1. They play the CT advantage. That's why when the bomb is down, you're suddenly a CT. You can have the crossfire, people have to come to you, you get that info, and you trade the kill instantly. No chance to win. Navi simply traded out really well on their T-side pistol, and this was the mark of a comeback in the first map for mousesports. So I look to see it be kind of a long game here. I think Navi won't take this small advantage, and
I mean, they're a team with experience, right?
Yeah.
They can certainly bounce back from a 4-11. It won't be easy. It's certainly not ideal, but they're a team that is capable, and they've started off in the best way possible. They've got that pistol round, which didn't look like they were going to get, right? That was a 3v5 that they turned around.
Actually, mousesports didn't even full buy here, so just looking to...
Just going for the pistols and armor on 2 people.
That's upsetting.
Have caused damage.
Yeah. They actually have the man advantage right now.
Yeah, they got a Galil, Gob with that Deagle. There goes that man advantage. It's evened up, still being somewhat costly here, though, for Navi. And they're not quite out of the woods yet. The smokes will go down. Just the 1 on the site and the armored vehicle. And Nex, what? Nex and Nico and the Deagles just coming out. The Deco, pretty much no armor from mousesports.
No problem. Wow. And yeah, that was 3v3. Navi were coming up long. They got the only player on the A site, and then they didn't hit it fast enough before the rotates came out, and then just got destroyed. Yeah, that's something you just got to walk off. I mean, some things you just have to walk it off, and that's definitely one of those rounds. I mean, they need to win this map. So, like, Navi not having the best team in this group is a total failure, I think. And losing this map is the first step to not having that. So.
The nades, they hurt. Chris J bringing down Edward. He's in the bathrooms. On the outside of it is Gob B. They're supporting each other. They get aggressive. They take the aim duel. The defense outside of the sites, which we've talked about a lot here. They get that kill, and now they back off.
Yeah. That's all you have to do. Like, that is the one thing that I guess is favorable on the CT side of Overpass, is that if you do come away with that first kill, that 50-50, or that really nice tactical push that's a good read, then you can fall off into a 5v4 and not really have to play aggressively at all, and just have pretty decent rotates.
So Chris J's found another. He's quite low now, but everyone from mousesports still alive. 3 people up in the A site right now, so Navi, they have definitely not found the path of least resistance. Man in sight stares and on Optimus here. Zeus, can he channel that Deagle magic? He cannot next. Brings him down, actually even through the wall. Finds another. Flamey trying to fight, but Gobby finishes him off. 13-5 right now. 5
alive once again. Everyone just firing on all cylinders, so looking really strong. Nico laughing. Gobby laughing harder.
Oh, that was an intense laugh.
Yeah, that was definitely an intense laugh, and it shows they're in a great mood. And I think if Gobby's that mother that if she's in a good mood,
yeah,
then
exactly.
Everyone's in a good mood, and I think it's a great sign for them that he is. And they do have like this really strong lead. They're playing with confidence right now. They stole back that, and it's nothing better than after losing a pistol to win the eco. I mean, especially considering the round score, that's almost Bell's doom right off the bat. So.
Again, just the pistols for Navi. They've been spotted. Chris J maybe wants to get out of there. The Tech 9 spam coming through. You're sending out tracers, but the spam not coming back his way either. Zeus just moves out with the Glock fade, finds a headshot on the Gobby. Chris J a little confused, I think, by his teammate who was actually in sight, but will turn and, sprays them all down.
Yeah, that looked like aimbot. That was nice. I can't say things like that, right?
You can't say things
Everybody's
like that.
just going to take it wrong.
Yeah.
Aimbot J.
Aimbot J. Oh yeah, we haven't even brought up offline J yet. Any J's?
Offline J, yep.
Chris J.
ADR J.
We're gonna shake his hand later, J.
100 DAR J.
Were you going for ADR on that one?
Yeah.
He was like, well, he got up to 97 on map 1.
I think it used to be called DAR. Damage average.
Yeah, okay. You can get that down to 1 syllable. It's quite nice. But this is an important round for Navi. You lose this, you give mousesports their match point. It's going to be hard.
Map, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much the map at that point. Yes, comebacks are possible. Maybe they could get into OT, but 10 straight would be really, really difficult, even for a team like Navi. Guardian has taken down Chris J. And I mean, that was 91 for 100 in terms of damage, but he'll take that. Edward maybe going to get him another through the smoke. Zeus finishes it off, but then Dennis peeking out from the site, and Dennis has now picked up the op since Chris J is down. He's got some work to do. He could be very big on this round. He'll find a Guardian who goes down, tries to get over to the site box. Have to rely on Next now to shut down Long A's approach, but it's Flamey with 2. Flamey and C's now versus Nico. Nico holding an angle. We know what happens when Nico holds an angle.
Yep. Have you ever seen Nico lose a 1v2?
I mean, probably, honestly, but I get what you're going for.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen Nico lose 1v2.
Oh, and I wonder if he knew he had the bomb down there on the outside of the short bathrooms. So he's staying on A, and with the time as low as it is, Navi are pigeonholed. Nico peeking out. Having trouble. Oh, there it is. Hits the Eagle shots 1-2. And if I hadn't seen him lose a 1v2, I still haven't.
You're never going to see him lose a 1v2. I don't know what Nico you were watching.
You got to hydrate after that.
Yeah, you got to stay hydrated. That's yeah. I mean, they just didn't have enough time. If they had a full minute there and they're outside of bathrooms, then they could have, like, since you get the bomb late, it almost goes in your favor that you don't have the bomb with you, because if you get the bomb and then you're just like recollecting yourself outside bathrooms, you realize they're not watching the bomb, then you kind of have positional advantage because they might rotate to B thinking that you went to the other site. And so if they had a little bit more time, they could have tried to push for that, but instead. We're forced to go.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the clock, I don't think Nico would have. Well, it's Nico, but I still don't think he would have really had it.
It's not about the clock, mate.
The clock is a myth. Flamey with 2 in the connector, taking out Gobby and Dennis. Here's Guardian also now inspired since their backs are up against the wall. Of course, it's in the groups. Win 2 before you lose 2. You don't want to start off your tournament by losing a best of 3, especially the one that you're favored in. This round should be theirs. It's Next with 1 more kill. Going to make it still a bit more expensive. Any frag he can get should go a long way here. Forcing those rebuys. Can he find Guardian? Oh, Guardian actually missing that shot. Incendiary goes out. Guardian on the repeat will not be denied.
Guardian's pissed. There's a nice head peek there. And Navi, again, on that long road back. I mean, this is the yellow brick road if there ever was one. mousesports have 1 or 2 players who are actually kind of below. And
does that make Inferno Emerald City?
I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, I guess that would. I mean, the fact that mousesports, yeah, again, they are so blessed to not have to go to a 3rd map here because, I mean, if they do or if they don't, because Inferno might have been hell. I mean, that's how we see upsets happen, right?
Oh,
like,
guarding. There he goes. Gets it on the return.
Makes you wonder if, you know, Inferno was one of the randoms, right? So
Yeah,
that means that Navi could have picked it.
Inferno, Cobble, and some other map.
Some other map.
Dust 2.
Played in Counter-Strike.
It's between Inferno, Cobble, and Dust 2.
All of them are
and Edward.
But it makes you wonder if they should have just picked Inferno. Because honestly, like, mousesports are solid on this map, on Overpass.
Yeah.
I mean, they're solid on pretty much every map left.
It seems like they under-evaluate their Overpass mousesports themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe it's a ruse, because it looks like they're sharking Navi
true.
right now.
What's the biggest streak? 4 rounds in a row, it looked like, from the scoreboard that was shown.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was broken up into chunks for Navi, who did have a 4-11.5. And, wow. It sounded like all those nades landed right on Chris.
So this was a eco into now I would still call it an eco round because it's not really a force. They're just buying to the point where they know they can have rifles in the next one. Yeah, half buy with armor. But this is a pretty dangerous one. You're playing these close angles. You got these crossfires set up in bathrooms. You even have some smokes to work with. 3 people on B. And the long side of bathrooms isn't actually being watched, so if they push up long, they could easily be flanked. Okay, that flash is now going to alert Navi that mousesports players are around, lurking, and dangerous. Chris J alone. He's lost his partner in crime, but peeking out into the smoke does find Edward, turns around for a quick refrag on Zeus, but he doesn't get it. There's Nex with the Deagle. What? Nex 3 Deagle headshots just like that. C is now all alone, and I mean, that could be a BenQ best play. We're going to have to get that one on the main desk here later on from Nex's perspective. Now it's just Nico. Have you seen him lose a 1v1?
I didn't see anything. Oh!
No. Deagle knew meta.
He held that angle.
He held that angle.
He outplayed him completely. Apart from actually winning that 1v1, he just outplayed him completely. Just knew that he was going to slide right into that. That's like proof of not wallhack right there.
Yeah.
He didn't make C's go there. C's went on his own volition.
He's in their heads, man. He's brainwashed the players. You can't scan for that.
Absolute monster.
But I didn't actually see what exactly went wrong there. Was Nex just in a god spot, or did he just? Yeah. So series winner, they've cleared out. I mean, they've got to be pumped.
Yeah.
To take a series like that. I'm sitting way too close. I'm tall. I got to lean back.
That's what went wrong.
We were doing this.
Yep.
Imagine dual deagles. That would be insane.
Too easy.
But that is what, 16-7 in favor of mousesports. 16-10 on the first map of Mirage. Not what we were going to be expecting going into this at all. And even on the main stage out there, Luminosity, I think, has tightened up against the ropes on Cobble on the second map.
How do you know that? Like, we're both sitting here. Like, where do you get that info?
I'm just better than you.
Like,
now, the door was cracked open just a little bit.
Oh,
and I did one of these to see and I got the whole top bar.
I literally felt like I was listening to David Blaine.
I went to the bathroom before this map started, and I got the scoop. I asked someone who won, and they pointed, and they said that one, and they pointed at Luminosity. So that's maybe not very credible. Maybe it's just going to go to map 3. But of course, you could just look at the alpha stream. That's mlg.tv/playcevo or playcevo2.
So the thing about Mouse's group is that it's the harder group in the sense that the skill is more balanced throughout. There's no conquest in this group. It's
correct.
It's Mouse, Navi. It's Mouse, Navi. Are we playing one side of the group right now? Titan, Luminosity. Is that right?
Yeah, is that the whole group? Actually, I didn't have the groups in front of me for some reason.
Yeah, Titan Luminosity. They've got to go up against 2 equally strong opponents. I mean, everybody else is really good. But that being said, like, Mouse dominant performance, both maps, CT side incredible, and Overpass C side obviously. But even though CT side looked really strong, they won like 3 full ecos on Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, a month ago, I was calling Navi hands down the best Overpass team in the world.
Yeah.
They've definitely fallen off a little bit since that point. You know, they left that hot streak.
Yeah, there was that time at like ESWC where like Navi were like they could beat anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like right after. Yeah, I guess our land was after ESWC, right? The season 7 finals. So they were looking really, really good. They've cooled off a little bit. Of course, they make the semifinals at Cluj, DreamHack Cluj, at the major. But I mean, it's not like it was super easy. But I think they had the easiest path through the major. And then when they did get to the finals, I mean, they got kind of wrecked by Envious.
Yeah.
So
no, yeah, I almost felt like they, you know, were lucky to be in the final. You know, I hate to say it, but they were lucky to be there. I think, you know, compared to like the gods right now. But that being said, Navi in the summer, I feel like would have had a much better final today. So, you know, they do have that potential. And when you look at the lineup and you go name for name, you see nothing but experience and talent. To the level of every other amazing team out there. They've got way more playtime together than mousesports do, for example, and that's why they're considered a favorite. And on the talent side, I think they have like the very best AWPer pound for pound right now, even even in their time of grieving, like right now, where they're still like that top 5 team, but they've been together so long, it's kind of like they're just waiting for that final, you know?
Yeah. And these are the Mirage stats. I don't know if we can shift it over to map 2 overpass for the box score that's on the stream right now. But we got it correct. Navi's got Navi's roster under it, and mousesports has mousesports roster under it. So looking over here at mousesports, Nico with 100, we'll round up a little bit, 114 ADR.
S+.
Yeah, S+ next with 97. And it was actually Flamey who did rebound from map 1, but unfortunately Guardian now slumped a little bit, didn't drop the 28 kills, actually is -5 here in the KD, only 65 ADR. And a lot of that came down to the economy in the first half. I mean, they were getting to max bonus, losing, getting reset, and then you couldn't have an op for 3 rounds.
Yeah, Nico having 3 clutch kills, 2 of them on an eco round. The fact that pistol kills were running rampant throughout. You know, accounts for a lot of the score here. You know, the fact that 2 players are lacking behind would only be relevant if Navi were up to like that 12 or 13 round mark.
Yeah.
And we didn't get there pretty much because there were just so many rounds that I guess Navi should have won and just couldn't. So.
All right, well, that wraps up the first series of the day for Bravo stream. The next match is also going to be a pretty good one here on Bravo. That'll be Misled and CEVO taking you through Virtus Pro Conquest, so that should be a pretty fun series. The VP, the NA Slayers versus Conquest, kind of the big underdogs coming into this tournament, but with a hot streak of 12 wins in a row here on North American soil in our various leagues and tournaments. So it should be fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this match, and of course you can tune into both streams here on MLG TV, Play CEVO and Play CEVO 2, Alpha and Bravo. I'm Helium, that's Launders. And we'll see you actually on the main stage for the next match that we're casting, which is going to be Team Liquid versus Dignitas.
In between then, you can see us on Twitter, at Helium Umbrella.
Oh, yeah. Get the Twitters in there.
At Helium Umbrella and at CS Boxer.
All right, guys. So commercial break until that next stream.
Let me know if you've ever seen Nico lose a 1v2.
Yeah, let him know. He wants physical evidence of Nico actually dropping a 1 versus 2. But that's it for us. Tune into the Alpha stream right now. It'll go back to the desk. With Richard Lewis, Scoots, and Thorin. So until next time, we'll see you.